Annabel. I run Weddings by Annabel. I'm a wedding planner. And it's not scary and American, I'm just here to help. And I thought I'd just tell you a bit about me and then some top tips on planning, because I presume most of you are planning a wedding here. Who's 2015 wedding? A few. 2016? A few. Any later than that? Or any that just don't have a clue yet? So my background is PR and marketing, so I've done all kinds of events, from street festivals to corporate dues. And then I went into marquees, and I've got the scars to prove it, learned a lot of lessons, and decided that actually weddings are my favourite. So I started Weddings by Annabel. It's been running for 4 years, and not only do I offer all kinds of advice, but I also manage weddings for 4 different venues in Cumbria as well. So I thought I'd share some of the lessons I've learned along the way. The first one, it sounds quite negative, but it's only me being honest. It's 3 things will go wrong. They might be tiny, hopefully, or they might be quite big. But my only advice, the only reason why I tell you this is so that if something does go wrong, you're okay about it. Whereas if you're going to expect that everything's going to be perfect, and then a little thing goes wrong, you might be really upset. So it's just be prepared that if it does, it's all right, and you'll manage. Especially if you've got a wedding planner involved. The other thing is that everybody's different. Absolutely everybody has something unique to bring to a wedding, and so they should. So the first bit of advice is make sure that in your wedding, your personality stands out. It should be that when they come to your wedding, your guests say, yes, this is definitely them. I can tell that this is their wedding, from anything from the decoration to the activities, or even just the venue, that it suits you and who you are as a couple. The other thing is atmosphere. We all know, we've all been to weddings before, where unfortunately atmosphere can be a bit sour, just a bit dull, and you're not blending in. There's a lot of people at weddings that you don't know. So if the atmosphere is right, it means everybody gets on. The chat flows, everybody relaxes. To get that atmosphere right, a few things to think of. One is the activities involved. So think about, favours are a great way of getting people involved in the wedding and chatting to each other around the table. Ideas such as origami, or something that's a bit more hands-on, or a quiz about the couple. So you get chatting about how everybody on the table knows each other and how they're all linked to the couple. The other thing is, that might sound a bit odd, but the smell. If you're right next to a kitchen and there's a lovely smell of roast beef coming through, maybe don't have lavender candles right on the tables. Might not mix well. And it sounds silly, but you'll remember things like that after the wedding. So, other little things that might kind of disrupt the atmosphere are the sounds. If there's a kitchen quite next to where you're all dining, try and have a chat with the staff and say, can you not do the washing up while we're doing speeches? Because a clatter of plates really doesn't go down well when somebody's trying to do this, for example. The other thing is the style. So if you're the type of couple where you've said, yes, I want to go rustic, I want somewhere beautiful and relaxed, then make sure that all the elements of the wedding reflect that, to make the atmosphere suitable for your venue. So for example, maybe not the really loud music as guests are arriving, if it's a beautiful, elegant hotel. Little things will add to the atmosphere. So just something to think about. Another tip is, for any event this works for, if you're a guest at a wedding, you see everything in a completely different point of view to the bride and groom. So when you're planning it, you think, yes, well this is the way I see it. Do it the other way around. Pretend you're a guest and walk through what they're going to encounter on the day. So say for example, you arrive at the venue. Do you know where to park? Do you know where to put the gifts? Do you know where the loo is? Or, most common, where's the bar? Or, where are we going next? When do I get to eat? If you walk through it that way, then it helps you with your planning as well, because you're encountering things that might just crop up on the day. Another bit is, they call it the wedding party, I call it the wedding team. So it's your ushers, your bridesmaids, all these people. Yes, it's nice to have your best friends and closest relatives, that kind of thing involved, but do remember that they make a massive difference to your day. They're your team because not only in the planning, but actually on the day, they're your backup. They're going to be there for you to lean on throughout the day. So if you have a friend who is really good at making you relax, they're brilliant bridesmaid material. Because they're going to be there and they're going to make sure that you're taking it all in and you're going to chill out. If you've got ushers, as the name suggests, can they help usher people in the right direction? Or are they actually going to be really distracted and kind of prop up the bar for most of the morning? Look at the team, see who you've got involved, or even if you just have a chat with them, if you've already picked them, just have a chat with them and see if they know what help you are probably going to need on the day. Another bit sounds really obvious, but planning. Start early. It sounds so obvious. There's so many people. If you, at the very beginning of planning, if you just start thinking about everything, so go through the day, go through your suppliers, think about actually the overall, what do you want it to feel like, what do you want it to look at? Before you book any of the big things, or even if you just got the small things to go, look at the overall picture first, before you start making those decisions. There's so many options, but once you've done that initial big blast of planning and going through all the elements, then you've got such a nice platform to work from. Finally, there's loads of wonderful suppliers here today, and I hope you've met quite a few of them, good recommendations and things. Make sure every website that every supplier has, it's very obvious that on their website they have really nice testimonials. Of course they do, they're not going to put any negative feedback. So, with the power of social media nowadays, you've got things like Facebook. Look up any of their previous clients that have given them a nice comment or anything like that, and get in touch with that client if you can. And say, can you be honest and give me what actually did happen on the day? How did they work? Was the food that good? Was the singing that good? Just so you've got an honest testimonial. The other thing is, when it comes to prices, that's what we all want from suppliers initially. When you go to a supplier, try not to say, this is what I'd like, how much is it? It's much easier for you both if you say, this is what I'd like, and this is my budget, can you do it? Now, all it means is you're working the other way around. It means that you're not lumped with a huge price tag that you just say, well, I just can't do it. They understand your budget and can work to it, which means you're both getting what you need from it. I hope that's helped a little bit. If you need any other advice, that's what I'm around for, here to help. We're up in the exhibition hall. Do come and just grab a card, because if you just have a card on you, it means that once you're into planning and you do need a little bit of help, just drop me an email. That's what I'm here for. And we're also giving away vouchers for 3 hours consultation. So do come and see us, and thank you very much.